Now let's talk about the other guy who passed away. There are about 1 million stories about this guy. Gaylord Perry, legendary pitcher, 314 career wins, 22 years in the major leagues. Gaylord Perry, Hall of Famer, even though he threw spitballs. But they could never prove that he threw spitballs. I'll tell you a funny story. So, first of all, Gaylord pitched for 10 years with one club, the Giants. Pitched for 4 years with Texas. He pitched for 4 years with the Indians. He pitched for the Yankees. When he pitched in Cleveland, when I got to Cleveland, Billy Martin was a Yankee manager. Billy Martin would go crazy. Gaylord Perry was scuffing the ball. Gaylord Perry was putting some substance on the ball. I was at a game in Cleveland where Billy Martin went to the umpire 4 different times. I was in the press box. I said, how long are they going to tolerate this? To ask the umpire to go out and check Gaylord Perry. And they would do his hands, his wrists, inside his jersey, his neck, his ears, his hat, his glove. They couldn't find what he was doing, but he kept getting guys out. Later that season, they're in Yankee Stadium. Indians, Yankees. Gaylord's pitching again. Billy Martin is going crazy. And all of a sudden, in the dugout, in the first inning, there's a Doberman pincer on a leash. And the TV guys are,
really?
What is this? Billy Martin comes out and stands on the top step of the dugout with a dog with a leash. And the umpires coming out and asking Billy, what are you doing? Billy says, this dog has been trained to sniff out illegal substances. I want the dog to have the ability to sniff to see if there's any Vaseline anywhere on Gaylord Perry's body. The umpires would not do it. Gaylord Perry found out about it. He told the umpire, if that dog comes out to the mound, I'll shoot him. It was great. And Billy Martin just went crazy. Gaylord was so good. He wrote a book after he retired that, yeah, he loaded the ball, but he never detailed how he did it, how he hid the Vaseline or whatever he was using. He was finally asked at his Hall of Fame enshrinement, what was the best pitch he ever threw? And the guy asking him wanted to know, from your repertoire of all the things you threw it. He said, best pitch I ever threw was a strike. He didn't detail anything about how he did what he did. I interviewed him a couple of times. Oh, he was great. Passed away at the age of 84 in his home in North Carolina. Just revered. Funniest thing is he had a younger brother, Jim Perry. Jim was a bonus baby pitcher with the Cleveland Indians and went to Minnesota. And Gaylord in Cleveland pitched against Jim in Minnesota. And I'll guarantee you that Gaylord was loading the ball. Jim was doing it legally. But
it seemed that Gaylord Perry, it was not so much that he threw the spitball, but it was the possibility that the spitball was there. And even if he wasn't throwing it, people thought he was. So it was like this mind game that he had been able to manipulate the other team. But yeah, what a great pitcher. Played for a lot of teams. I've seen him in some of those senior games with the jersey with like 8 different logos on the front of his jersey. But I still have his baseball card from when he played for the Giants in the 60s. But the stories you just brought up, I mean, I'm thinking Billy Martin and the dog. It reminds me of George Brett and the pine tar incident where he goes ballistic on the other team. And checking Gaylord Perry, kind of like how they check Joe Musgrove, right, behind the ears. But this guy is a legit Hall of Famer. He is a baseball legend. We were blessed to have him here in San Diego, won a Cy Young for the Padres.
Won 21 games one year. He was only here 2 seasons, but he was excellent.
And gray hair while he was doing it. I mean, you see some of those pictures of the pitcher. So, yeah, a sad day, Hadel, Gaylord Perry, tough day or tough week in sports, but so it goes.
We lost 2 of our icons. Okay, before